Hello and welcome back to Sounds on the Couch. I am very excited to introduce our guest for today for you. So, Joan is an up and coming new artist from Cronulla in Sydney. She rides the wave of folk, country singer, and songwriter. She has grown up always being surrounded by music and wouldn't have wanted it any other way. Through trial and error, she's found her sound and she is ready to take you on that journey. Releasing her debut EP in 2018 with a 4-track concept EP. It took her on a journey playing shows all over Sydney. Written from personal experiences and hearing stories from her close friends about tricky situations, the EP takes the listener through different perspectives on relationships. Now she is back in the studio. Joan has a big year ahead. She's got music videos and she's just released a single and a music video, which we'll discuss today. She's got so much new music and merchandise to release. She's ready to keep her heart open to the new world and to tell her story to people through her music. And I know that you'll be keen to learn all about her, so I won't keep you any longer. I will bring her up now. Hello, Joan.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for coming on today. Would you like to just jump in a little bit and we'll talk about a little bit about your background and where you started your musical journey?
Yeah, so it was actually my year 4 teacher. He used to play guitar, and I just thought it was the coolest thing ever, and that I needed to do it. So my parents got me some lessons, and then I just started learning guitar. And then my teacher said, "I wonder if you can sing," and I was like, "Nah, probably not." And then we sung "Opportunity" by Pete Murray, and he was like, "Oh, you can sing." And I was like, "Cool, let's do it." So then, then I just kept going to lessons. And then when I finished school, I studied music for 2.5 years. And then I came back and I started working at the school that I learnt from. He offered me a job. And then, I've just been there ever since. And now I have my own band. And I just started writing when I was 15. And just kind of recording and exposing myself to gigs and all that kind of stuff. And now I'm just playing and teaching music as well, and just gigging. And that's pretty much how the music started.
Yeah, fantastic. And I can see your guitar collection has grown behind you since you started. So
Yes.
that's a pretty amazing collection.
Yes. Yeah, I just bought a new one. My new baby.
Yeah. Excellent. So I guess, what do you enjoy most about being a musician, and what was it that made you decide to sort of get serious about music?
I'm not like a super creative person. I'm not good at art or anything like that. So music is a really nice outlet for me to express what I'm feeling, or someone else as well. If anyone tells me a story, I find it easy to say it in a song. And if I didn't have music as an outlet, I don't know what I would do. But it helps me kind of like have closures in situations as well. So that's how. Yeah.
It's interesting that you identify yourself as not really a creative person, because being able to write those songs is a very creative process. And so, where do you feel like you learnt the skills to be able to write a song?
So my singing teacher, his name is Craig Woodward. He taught me how to write, and he really pushed me when I was 14, 15 to start writing. And then I just always carried a lyric book around to just quickly jot things down, or I journal a lot as well. So I'll try and take things from my journal into singing, or if I think of a lyric, I'll put it in. So that's, I'm so thankful that I can write. But anything like art related or colors or anything, forget about it. I can't do it. I can't draw. I can't paint. But again, like I love to do it, or I'll color in or something, just because I love to express myself through something different.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I guess, you know, I mean, you were able to learn to songwrite, so you never know, maybe art's the next thing for you.
Could be. Not holding my breath, but could be.
So, who have been your biggest musical inspirations?
Missy Higgins. Missy Higgins is
Yeah.
first person that I think of. Even not just in music, but just the way that she presents herself. She's so humble on stage and off stage, and her stage presence I've always really looked up to. I've always tried to really be myself, not a different person on and off stage, and I think she's exactly the same. And her writing is just so raw, and yeah, she would be top influence for sure.
Amazing. It's so good. So you've recently released your new single and your music video. Are you able to tell us a little bit about, well, first of all, what it is and what it relates to, and what inspired you to put it out into the world?
Yeah, I wrote Looking for You years and years and years ago. And kind of over the years, I've released like different versions. And then when I started to get serious with the band, I just knew that it was a good song and it had potential to have a good story behind it as well. So I wrote it. I don't think I really had anyone in mind when I wrote it. And it was a real just a reminder to be in the moment when you're with someone, not looking to the future. It might not be forever, but for right now, this is what I've been looking for. And hopefully the other person's looking for it as well. And then, so yeah, I jumped in the studio with a good friend of mine, Jacob. And it's kind of as the song, we were sending each other demos backwards and forwards. And the more I listened to it, the more I saw a story coming to life. So I found a girl, Amelia Crawford, on Instagram, and she has a really good short film that she did called Mindset. And I loved that. And then so I kind of took an idea to her, and she just brought it to life and made it explode with color and feeling and everything. And yeah, we're so happy on how it turned out.
Amazing. And so where can people find the video if they want to go and have a look?
So it's on YouTube. So if you just type in Joan Looking for You, it'll come up there.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
And maybe if we step back a little bit, we didn't talk about your band. So would you like to maybe give us an idea of how you came together and the idea of how the band started?
Yeah, so I had never played with a band. It was always just me and my guitar when I was growing up. I don't know why. I think I had this like fear that bands means like super loud noise and like everyone's doing everything. But then as I got older and furthered my knowledge in music and my skills, I realized that obviously the band brings things to life and everyone has their place. So everyone in my band actually I work with. We're all music teachers at the same school. So Jacob is my guitarist, also my producer. And he normally does like prog metal screaming stuff, and then like he can totally switch to produce like my indie stuff. So he's really great. Then my bassist is Lauren White. She is amazing. And I actually met her when we were 13 through Scouts, and then we've just kind of kept in contact. My drummer, Lisa, is great. She's so sweet. Great musician. And my keys player is Daniel, and he studied at a uni in Adelaide. I think it's the James Morrison uni. So he's very jazz focused. But yeah, we get along so great, and everyone. I'm kind of like, if you have an idea let's talk about it, like let's work the songs together. Like it's not just me and you're my backing band. Like as a band, we're Joan. So yeah, they're great.
I think that's amazing, like the diversity that you've got in there. So obviously it's an indie band, but then having that heavier feel, like that heavier background and the jazz background, like I'm sure that brings other ideas that maybe you wouldn't have had otherwise.
Yeah, definitely. And it makes me want to be a better musician as well, because they'll be nerding out talking about something and I have no idea, some sort of jazz thing or whatever. So it kind of makes me want to be better as well and keep learning and educating myself, which is good because they push me to be even better.
Yeah, no, fantastic. So would
Yeah.
you be able to maybe take us through a little bit about what your creative process looks like when you write a song?
Yeah, I think it really differs, and it's changed as I got older. When I was studying, I had an hour commute each way. So I kind of had time to sit and like write poetry or write just little lyrics or even be exposed to more music. I feel like I like don't have time to even listen to music at the moment. But normally I'll come up with some sort of guitar thing, just super basic, and then a melody will come to me, and then lyrics. And then if I'm stuck or I have an idea, I can always go back to my lyric book and see what I can slot in. And yeah, I never write on the computer either. It's just me and my guitar. I always hand write so I can scribble all over it. But yeah, I've never been one to like record demos and kind of do it like that. It's just, and I think that's because it's always just been me. I haven't had a band. So writing is just with me and my guitar, and that's it. It's as simple as, I don't want to make it too complicated. So yeah, it's just like a super basic process that I just find where things fit, and then hopefully a good song comes out of it.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I guess it's your time as well to really be able to develop something that means something to you.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And I'm always super proud of any song that I write or release. So yeah, something that I can have too.
Yeah. So once obviously you're the main songwriter for the group, for the band, but
Yeah.
is there anyone else that does get involved in any capacity, or is it just sort of once that song's been complete?
Um, I I take like the full song to Jacob,
Yeah.
lyrics and music, and then Jacob will write a lot of the. I'll kind of have like an idea of what I want it to sound like and the instruments that I want to use, and then Jacob will just kind of take that and he writes a lot of the guitar parts. And yeah, again, I'll give him like an idea for a drum beat, and then he just brings it to life. So yeah, it's really between Jacob and I, or the writing process, really.
Oh, great. And how have you found releasing during COVID? I know it's been a little bit different in Sydney, but you've still been quite affected by it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think like music was kind of the first thing to go, and then it was also the first place a lot of people looked for comfort in lockdown. So it was really hard. I did a few Instagram live gigs and stuff like that just to kind of keep myself in check as well. And I had so much booked for this year. There was meant to be an EP out, heaps of videos, tours, and yeah, like merch, like you said before. And but then it all kind of got pushed back. But I think in hindsight, I think it was better that it got pushed back because Jacob and I could really slow down and really make sure that what we're releasing we're super happy with.
Yeah.
And yeah, so everything got pushed back. And I don't know, I feel like I don't know what I'm waiting for. I have an EP waiting to be released, but I'm like, oh, not yet, not yet, not yet. And I don't know why. I don't know. I think it's like an unknown thing. I don't know what's going to happen next year.
Yeah.
But the video was really hard to shoot during COVID because of all the restrictions, and it was a super small set anyway. There was only 4 of us. But just to have the 4 of us in the one place at the one time was hard. We kind of kept having to push it back. But again, I think it really gave us time to make sure we knew what we were doing and what we wanted to show in the video and how and where. So, it was kind of blessing and a curse, I think. But I was super excited. I was like, I just want the song out there and I want the video out there because I love it. So I want everyone else to see it.
No, fantastic. And I guess it's really interesting, like what you touched on before. All these musicians have had this time to really develop their music and to really sort of take time out, which I think it's very interesting to kind of think about, what is going to happen next year. Do you have any ideas of what you think what the music world is going to look like as things sort of become more open and prevalent?
Yeah, I think we've been kind of lucky in the fact that live music was kind of not dying, but like a lot of people weren't going to live music or venues weren't booking live music anymore. And now that people haven't had that, so many people that I speak to always say, I just want to hear a live band in a pub and I just want to dance to people, to live music. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, we've got shows coming up, so our venues are back open and booking with different kind of restrictions and whatever. And obviously, you can't dance. But yeah, I'm not sure how it will look next year. I think people are getting back to appreciating live music, so it'll start the ball rolling, and there'll be more shows and stuff. Festivals, probably not for a while, unfortunately, but
they'll be well appreciated when they come back.
Definitely, which is like great for everyone because whenever I play a show, even pre-COVID, I always used to say it's like a help me help you situation. Like, you love live music, we love doing it, so let's work together and kind of get it back up and running.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I think you're right on the fact. I think it's going to be so much more appreciated.
Yeah, definitely.
So what have been some of, like, if you take COVID out of the equation, what have been some of the other, some of the biggest challenges that you've had to face as an artist?
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, being female, I've had gigs just stripped of me left, right, and center because I'm not a robust male to work the room and all that kind of stuff. So that's really tough. And I think it really like smacked me in the face because I was like, it's 2020, like, and we're still doing that.
Is that what they said to you as well?
Yeah, they wanted a robust male to work the room. And yeah, I was very mad that day. But yeah, I've had that a couple of times, which really, really frustrates me. But other than that, I mean, like in the queer scene in Sydney, music is fine. Like, everyone's super supportive, and it's a real community. So other than that, I think I've been pretty sweet. I think I've had a pretty good run, which I'm very grateful for.
Oh, that's amazing. But yeah, thank you for sharing in regards to being a female as well. What do you think maybe needs to happen within the Australian music industry to maybe turn some of this around?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was just such a male-dominated industry for such a long time. I mean, even like sound producers and stuff like that, you always think, or I don't know, I kind of always think males, but like anyone can do anything, and the team that I had for my music video was all girls. So I think I don't even know, because it shocks me every time that I have to think about it, or I have to think that it's an actual injustice that's happening. So I think just like education, just be nice, just be a good person. There shouldn't be a divide between any gender. So
No. Yeah. All right. Sorry, it's got me a little bit off.
no, that's right. It's like, it is super interesting in the music industry, because everyone's obviously creative and like want to say what we want to say, but it's hard.
Yeah, it is very much. So I guess if everything aligned for you and you went your dream direction with your music, where would you like to end up?
I don't want to be Katy Perry. I don't want, like, I don't want to, like, be. I think I just have little successes along the way that are enough. So I would love to tour in Australia and wherever it takes me, and just keep writing, keep getting good music out there, and be proud of the music that I put out. And music videos, I love bringing the story to life. So just kind of keep doing what I'm doing, and if a boom happens, then sick. If not, I'll just keep doing it.
Yeah, fantastic. And so I know you've just released your single and your film clip, but when can people expect for more music to come out? I know you said you've got lots in the pipeline.
Yeah, I had a meeting last week with Amelia, the director, and we were saying if we really knuckle down and hustle, we could get one out before we were thinking like mid-December, but the more we thought about it, the more we thought we're kind of just like pushing it for the sake of having content. So there'll be a new single and some new music and video clips next year. So I'm just taking my time to write the stories and make sure that it's exactly what I want.
Oh, fantastic. And so from your experiences, what advice would you give aspiring artists that might be watching this or might hear your music? What could you tell them from your experience?
I feel like it sounds cliche, but you just got to hustle. I'm not like super like got to be big, got to make it happen. Like I'm going to do everything I can to make it happen. I feel like I just kind of like, sweet, I'm going to work as hard as I know I can, and I know I have a team that I trust behind me. So I think surround yourself with people who make you want to be better, who inspire you to be better, and networking. Like I have so many different groups of friends, or like in every industry, that just I don't know, maybe I can help them and they can help me, and just constantly try to better yourself and be good at your art.
Yeah. So if people are wanting to start to get into the networking, maybe it's something they haven't really been doing much in the past, where do you think they could start?
So I met a lot of people studying, which was really nice, because I went straight from school and I hadn't really been around such like-minded people who were just like super groovy people, really lovely, great at what they did, and just for 3 days a week, all we spoke about was music or music-related things. So that was a really good starting point for me. I made some great relationships there. So I think doing that, going to gigs, going on like Gig Guide and seeing what's out there for the weekend, like listening to podcasts and reading and all that kind of stuff really helps. Just kickstart your inspiration as well, and your motivation to want to do it and to want to keep doing it.
Oh, that's amazing. So, is there anything else that you'd like to share with our audience before we finish up? And also, where can people find you?
Yeah, so on Instagram at Joan Music, and then Facebook, YouTube. Don't do Twitter. I don't understand Twitter, so I can't get around that. But yeah, on all the socials and YouTube. So yeah, and Spotify and Apple Music is where you can find all the music on streaming services. And yeah.
Amazing. No, thank you so much for joining us today and having a chat with me. It's been really interesting and really valuable, I think. So, yeah, thank you very much and good luck with everything for all these future releases you've got stored up.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's been very nice to relax and speak about everything. So thanks for having me.
Anytime.